Hey, I put together a quick video on how I respond to rate shoppers. I thought you might helped by this. I'm sure you get frustrated just like I do when you get like an email that's kind of snide like this that says, hey, thanks so much for pre-approving me. It turns out we've been able to get a slightly better rate through someone else. We're going to jump ship and go with them. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Yeah, like so whatever, like super frustrating email to get. And so here are about three or four different ways how I respond to that. So first off, I have like an email already saved in my inbox or outbox. Actually, I just flag it. So that way I can kind of quickly respond. I put together about four different ways I respond and then a couple sites that I use in terms of that are helpful for kind of reinforcing what I'm saying. Because if I say it, a lot of times people are like, whatever. But if it comes from a third party, I find it's a little bit more credible. So number one, like, hey, I totally understand you're trying to get the best deal possible. Totally respect that. But hey, I'm super familiar with that other lender, and you are not comparing apples to apples. So really, kind of just start there to kind of hopefully get them to pause for a minute. And then number one, I'm like, hey, have you gotten a guarantee for customer satisfaction? According to Consumer Reports, the number one complaint against lenders is bait and switch. 68% of people don't like their lender by the end of the transaction. I don't want that to be you. So let's just pause for a second to make sure you really are getting good service. Number two, I ask, hey, have you guaranteed the numbers? And then this is a great site right here. I highly recommend using when you can. Is you just go here to Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, throw in whatever the scenario is. And it's great here because they're like, hey, I got like a 4.25% interest rate. And I'm like, well, that's not a real interest rate. According to the government, they've aggregated all the rates, and my rate of 4.625 is right in line with the average. I'm typically one of the, I offer really, really good rates. I'm not the cheapest of the cheap, but I'm right in line. Your 4.25 rate is not real. According to the government, they aggregate all the lenders, and so therefore, something's off. Like this is from a government website. So it's a super helpful tool, and I throw it in there whenever it benefits me. You can kind of play around with the numbers and see what it is. And this is with half a point. So that's another thing that's really good about this tool is I say, hey, that's 4.65 with half a point. It's actually not too far off from like kind of typically what we quote with rates at Summit Funding. Number three, I really attack the other loan officer. I'm like, hey, have you logged in and actually checked this guy's credentials? I'll go to the NMLS Consumer Access. I'll type in, the guy's details and see what he is. And then so in this particular case, I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm going up against another loan officer. This dude's only been a loan officer 8 months, and he's only been licensed in Texas in 4 months. You're closing in 3 weeks. There's no way you're closing on time. Like, here's his credential. This guy was a fisherman before he became a loan officer. Are you freaking kidding me? So no way. So I throw that in there. Number four, I'm like, hey, have you guaranteed the close date? According to National Mortgage Bankers Association, it takes 45 days to close a loan on time. You're closing in 3 weeks. Are you sure you're going to get that close date? If the seller, if you don't hit your close date, the seller can cancel your contract, take away your house, and take away all your earnest money. So that's $4,000. What's going to happen if you lose that $4,000? Have you considered that? So I end more positively and just say, hey, Laura's a super good friend of mine. She referred you to me because she trusts me. I want to earn your business. Whatever I can do to earn your business, I really want that. I promise you, I guarantee my numbers are accurate. I guarantee you will be 100% satisfied customer. I guarantee you'll close your loan on time. I don't pay me any lender fee. Can you please at least give me the opportunity to compete against you? Send me the actual formal loan estimate. If you're getting a smoking hot deal, I'll tell you, go with them. But the reality is most of the time, there's something wrong in that quote. It's not going to get you to the close table on time. Is it fair to ask you just to give me a chance to put together something for you? So then what I'll do is once they send me the loan estimate over, I'll throw together something like this in Mortgage Edge. And I'll show, okay, hey, boom, like look at this. I'm actually $145 less per month. Now, how I get there is typically I use single premium, or I'll get super low homeowners insurance, so things like that you can maybe pick apart on the other loan estimate once you get it, because sometimes going with a national lender, they screw up the taxes, they screw up the homeowners insurance, they screw up the title policy. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase are notorious for including the title policy cost. Here in Texas, we don't call, that's a seller paid item. So like that can help out a ton in terms of really helping your cash to close. So, either way, I'll send you this email, but hopefully it's a helpful tool when you're competing against other lenders and needing